Yep. Okay. Go!
Will you hand me my screen box?
Now go.
All right, so this is 25D 19513, John Farmer versus Kayla Collins. Ms. Collins, the plaintiff has the burden of proof on their claims, and so they are going to go first. And then you will be able to ask any questions if you have any, and then we'll move on to your case, okay? All right, Ms. James, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're asking for a writ of possession to issue in 7 days with a money judgment in the amount of $14,025, which constitutes unpaid rent from January through the end of the month of August. That also includes late fees at.
I'm not even writing anything down until your client is testifying. So if you just want to go right into that.
Okay, sure. So, John, you're going to have to come. Your camera's going to have to be on. So please state your name for the record.
John Henry Farmer Jr.
All right.
Can you sit up? I can't hear you very well. Maybe if you're closer to the camera. Thank you.
All right. So again, could you state your name?
John Henry Farmer Jr.
All right. And are you the owner of the property in question, which is 5112 Stone Mountain?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And at some point, did you have a lease agreement with the defendant, Ms. Collins?
Yes, I did.
All right. And that agreement was a verbal agreement, is that correct?
For the lease agreement?
Yes.
No, it's a regular lease contract paper agreement.
Okay.
It wasn't verbal.
Okay. And in that agreement was Ms. Collins to pay you rent?
Yes.
All right. And at what point did you find yourself having an issue with rent being paid by Ms. Collins?
Quite frankly, it's in the very beginning.
And
the
what
rent was never paid. In the very beginning, the rent was never paid on time in the very beginning. There was an initial agreement made in October when she didn't pay the rent the first time. That should have led to an eviction, but afterwards, there was a relationship. And
Hang on a
then
second. Back up. When did the lease? What's the lease terms? When did it start? And how much is rent? Ms. James, if we could please cover that.
Yes, Your Honor. I was trying to pull the document up if I can.
It started on May 15th of 2024, and it ended on May 15th of 2025.
So, Mr. Farmer, what was the amount of rent that was to be paid each month?
It was $1,600 a month to be paid on the first, and after the third was a $150 late fee.
Okay. And you stated that the last time, and I'm sorry, how was that rent to be paid? Was it a money order, Zelle?
It could be paid money order. As long as it was paid, I made no. I think there are specifications inside the lease. I don't know exactly what they are, but she usually paid directly to my Wells Fargo account.
All right. So the lease that's on the screen, Mr. Farmer, does this look like a true and accurate copy of the lease agreement that you had with the defendant?
Yes, other than the year being missing there. Yeah.
Was that what it looked like? Is that the agreement that you gave your attorney?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you scroll through it, Ms. Harper?
Oh, there it is right there. I guess you mean.
Just go ahead, Ms. Harper. Can you go to where your signatures are? Okay. And Miss, if either party needs to pull up any part of the lease, just let us know. Thank you, Miss Harper. I appreciate that.
So again, Mr. Farmer, when was the last time you received a rent payment from Ms. Collins?
I believe it was in November, or it could have been October.
Okay.
I'm thinking it was November.
What year?
But no, actually, she made a payment in April.
April of what year?
April 2025.
Okay. And what was the amount of that payment?
$1,600.
Okay. And did you apply that to April's rent, or did you apply that to a past due rent from before?
To April's.
Okay. All right. Um, did you send a 3-day notice to Ms. Collins stating that she had failed to pay rent?
Yes.
All right. And was that notice delivered to the door and taped conspicuously to the door to let Ms. Collins know that she was past due on her rent?
Yes.
Did Ms. Collins make any payment of the rent after receiving that notice to vacate or pay?
No.
Your Honor, I don't have any further questions at this time for my client.
I'm sorry, I interrupted your client in your earlier testimony, or his earlier testimony, Ms. James. He was talking about them being in a relationship. Is that relevant to this?
As far as payment of rent, I do not believe so. I can ask some further questions. Mr. Farmer, when was the last time you resided in the property?
I never resided there. I would come there. I have a separate residence. I would probably go there maybe 2 or 3 times a week, but never resided there. So the last time I was there was probably the ending of April. So right before May. Oh, I don't know which. I guess it's April, the month before May. I have to look it up, but it was right before May is when the relationship completely ended.
Okay. So she was required to pay rent when you all signed the lease agreement. Were you in a romantic relationship?
No, we were not.
Okay.
Ms. Collins, do you have any questions for Mr. Farmer?
I do have questions. Attorney James stated that it was posted on June 28th, but the affidavit of service says July 30th, and the person came on July 30th. The affidavit of service that was shared on the screen for the demand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, do you have any questions for Mr. Farmer?
Nope. I don't really know what you mean.
You can ask there. This is called cross-examination if you have any questions for him.
Oh, yeah, sure. I would like to know, Mr. Farmer filed 2 prior dispossessory actions before this one, neither with any demands for rent. So I would like to know why the sudden demand for $14,000 when he's already asserted more than once that I didn't owe him back rent.
Your Honor's relevance on the past due or the previous evictions. No, it's relevant.
Well, I think she's saying, like, where did this come from if they weren't asserted on the other ones? And there may be an explanation. So go ahead, Mr. Farmer.
So was that a question for me?
Her question is, in the previously filed dispossessory actions that have been filed in recent months, why was there not a request for back rent? I don't know if that's true. That's her question.
I never requested any back rent in the filing of the 2 possessions, the first 2 possessions, Your Honor, because I was only seeking the return of my property at the time. Ms. Collins has dragged this out for an additional 4 months. The lease ended on May 15th. She's dragged it out for additional 4 months, and there have been other things, continuous harassments, continues with stopping me from accessing my property, a TPO that was not justifiable, that I cannot access my property. I cannot do any repairs to it. There was a complete total harassment and retaliation for legal notices sent to Ms. Collins for me to access the property, do repairs, which she continuously characterized as being illegal. This is all this is also included in her answer to the court for this particular case.
Do you have any other questions, Ms. Collins?
No, that's my only question about the rent not being asserted until a restraining order was granted.
Okay, thank you. Ms. James, do you have any redirect for your client?
I do not.
Okay, I have one question, Mr. Farmer. At any time while you were in a relationship with Ms. Collins, did you make any, like, don't worry about rent, or you don't need to pay this month, or anything like that?
No, I've never said anything like that. But I knew she wasn't able to pay it.
So what does that mean?
I mean, I asked her for it because I knew she didn't have it. And there might have been a time where something like that might have been said, and Mrs. Collins' specific answer to that was she wanted to keep the lease and the rent separate from our relationship.
Okay. So she was accumulating back rent during your relationship, like you were keeping a running ledger of all that?
I didn't have to. She didn't pay from November up into the time that the relationship ended. So it was $1,600 a month every month.
So you were planning on getting that money, or were you considering it a wash at that point during your relationship?
I wasn't planning anything at the time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. James, I'm sorry, I had questions. Do you have any questions based on what I asked?
So, Mr. Farmer, is it your claim that you are still owed the back due rent from January through current?
Yes.
Okay. And you never told Ms. Collins, because we're in this relationship, you don't have to worry about paying me or anything like that?
No.
Okay. I don't have any further questions.
Okay, Ms. Collins, do you have any other questions for Mr. Farmer?
No, I don't have any other questions, but if you give me a moment, Your Honor, I'll find something in writing and send it to the clerk. I have all of our messages from the duration of the relationship, and it's definitely been mentioned more than once.
All right, well, please do so quickly before it's your turn, which is pretty much now, okay?
Or if it's easier, Your Honor, I can present my Zelle records to the court that show Mr. Farmer sending me money regularly throughout all of those months up until May.
Ma'am, if you have messages where he says he doesn't need rent paid, that's more relevant.
Okay.
All right, so thank you, Miss Harper, on this. If I can see the next one. Service. Oh, this is the warrant. I'm okay. Oh yeah, this. Thank you. July 30th. Okay. Thank you so much. And is the lease attached to the case yet?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Collins, let me know when you're ready to start your testimony. Okay.
I can go ahead and begin my testimony first, Your Honor, if that's better for you.
I mean,
and find the
I
message.
have
Yeah,
to
I know
wrap
you're
up
on a
this.
time crunch. Yes, Your Honor.
I'm telling you though, those text messages, if you have them, are incredibly relevant, and so you need to find those. Okay.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
all right. Please raise your right hand. Ms. Collins, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Farmer, go ahead and mute yourself. Your attorney will speak for you. All right, Miss Collins, what do you want to tell me about? Well, actually, let me ask you this. Did you receive the 3-day notice?
I received the 3-day notice on July 30th, and this case was filed on the third day, not after the third day.
Okay, I have that it was filed on the 4th.
Right. So I'm supposed to have 3 business days by law, right, to cure, to pay or vacate. It was filed on that third day. It was filed on Monday, August 4th.
Your Honor,
I don't know if they have to be business days.
Your Honor, I just want to mention that the filing was at 10:57 p.m. So that's after the close of business. So she hadn't made a payment.
It was also the same day that we received the dismissal order for the last case. The last case was closed on August 4th.
Okay. Well, let's keep going. We're not going to have a back and forth about this. So you're saying you didn't have 3 business days, and I'll tell you, I'm going to have to read the statute because I don't know if it has to be business days. I thought it was a 3-day cure period, but we'll check. It was filed on the 4th. Okay, so so I guess what is he has,
I'm sorry, let me let you finish, Your Honor.
Miss James, I have to look at the lease. This warrant says rent and holding over. So is this a termination of the lease? Like, I know it terminated, but is there an automatic renewal clause, or what are the terms for ending it? Is this a holdover case, or is this failure to pay rent?
It's both, because it moved to a month to month after the lease ended.
So what was the notice he had to give her?
And I'm
It says may continue to lease the premises under the same terms of this agreement under a month-to-month arrangement. It's in
Right. So there was no automatic renewal, which means there would be a 30-day, notice to end any type of agreement.
It says at the end of the lease term and no renewal made, the tenant may continue to lease the premises under the same terms under a month-to-month arrangement. So it doesn't check must vacate. So, well, anyway, just go ahead. I'm sorry.
For Ms. Collins to go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, for you to go ahead.
Okay. So it would just be a 30-day notice. But again, there's been 2 other filings that state that he's wanted her to move out. And, I don't know the details of what notice was given prior to those, because I wasn't involved in them. However, it's my understanding that there was very limited communication between the two, because there was a temporary protective order or protective order.
Well, if it's a holdover, you have to prove notice and the timing and the 30 days. That's why I'm asking you which one you're going under.
The failure to pay rent, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. Collins, can you unmute? I'm going to go back to you. So,
Yes, Your Honor.
You said, Ms. Harper, have you received something from Ms. Collins?
I need the email. I asked for the email in the chat.
Oh, okay. Ms. Harper, if you can send her the email. Okay, so Ms. Collins, while she's sending you that, and hopefully you're going to see it soon, so he made the demand for possession, the 3-day letter for failure to pay rent. Why don't you tell me about what you understood about rent?
My understanding from back all the way in November that I was to keep staying here until this house sold, that I didn't have to pay rent. He stayed over here most nights, and that once he got ready to sell this house, I was supposed to move into the other house with him, the property that he resides at now. Mr. Farmer had me picking out engagement rings. He was actively here. This wasn't just like some run-of-the-mill thing. And the restraining order was not granted until July 25th.
Yeah, let's not worry. I don't care about the restraining order right now. Let's just stay focused on rent, okay? So
Okay.
in November, you were told, or you guys just kind of were acting like you didn't have to pay rent?
No, I was told I didn't have to pay rent. He paid for the eviction for my child's father, who was staying in the house, to leave the house. And then we started our relationship.
And when did that start?
In November.
Okay. And then when did that end?
Our relationship ended late April.
Did you pay rent in April?
No, I did not.
So is your testimony that you only paid rent the first month in October?
I paid rent in May of 2024, June of 2024, July of 2024, after July, August, September, and October. We were in a dispute about the condition of the property. We administratively closed that eviction. I paid the full amount of rent. Mr. Farmer was to make certain repairs that still have not been made to this day. And that was the end of the agreement. I paid all the money that was due under that agreement. So every month up until our relationship started in November, Mr. Farmer received rent. He also received a security deposit.
So
Excuse me. No, sir. No, sir. No,
I need
sir.
to-
This is not a conversation. Thank you. Ms. Collins, are you, Ms.
Yes, Your Honor.
Collins, have you sent that?
I just sent it.
All right, and Ms. Collins, so, all right. Once your relationship ended in April, did you believe that you still did not need to pay rent?
No, but I did believe that a conversation had to be had first, that a contract is an agreement between two parties, and that he doesn't just get to arbitrarily reinstate something without us coming to an agreement after we had already come to an agreement. And he
What was
made no
that
efforts to
agreement?
do that.
What was the agreement?
The agreement was that I did not have to pay rent.
Okay, Ms. Collins, what is this we're looking at?
So that first text message is a thread of text messages from, let me scroll back up. Hold on. I think it's from January.
Or is it between the two of you?
It is between the two of us. And
which one are you? Blue?
I'm blue.
Okay.
But I tried to screenshot that one to try to get the date. I know we're like crunched for time, but if you scroll down, essentially I was talking to him about family issues. My mom was living in the property with me as well. And about being stressed about not being able to find a new job. Go back up some. Go up, please. Go up, go up. Stop. And Mr. Farmer's response to everything that I was saying was that I don't need to worry about a career, or just work towards a goal. All those other, he can send me some money so that I'm not upset about my account, but we are still on a budget, reinforcing the fact that we had consolidated our finances. We were in a relationship. I wasn't paying rent. I was driving his car. He was like, we were in a relationship. The only time rent was ever discussed again was after the restraining order. And if you scroll down, you can see there's another message. When me and Mr. Farmer broke up, he told me that we hadn't been intimate in months, so I needed to leave. He didn't ask me for rent. He didn't take any money from me. He never tried to accept any money from me. There was never any discussion.
Wait, when did you get this text message?
That's a thread of text from May 4th that he sent me. And I can send you the full, actually, I have it on a file on my computer. I can send the full thread of that conversation.
So your witness is here. What is his? I don't know if we're going to have time to finish this hearing. All right. So, so you believe that you need to have a conversation because the terms of the lease have been changed by this agreement to not pay rent while the relationship was ongoing. You were expecting to have a conversation about going forward.
Yes, I mean, I think that's reasonable that in order to reinstate a contract, there's a conversation had.
All right. And so with his other attempts to take the property back, what did you vacate? Did he give you notice?
His other attempts to take the property back were all dismissed for improper service.
Okay, so I guess I'm asking you, since it's his property, and I understand everything has to be done the right way, but why are you still there?
Because it needs to be done the right way. He's intentionally doing this to me. He's made no effort to cure the deficiencies in his case. And my rights are granted under the law. The laws are very clear. And he's already been instructed by the previous judge that the things that he's doing is improper. He spent more time harassing me than trying to correctly serve me with notice to vacate the property.
Okay, so let's talk about the notice in this case. It was served on you on July 30th, and you're stating that they filed this case too quickly. Is that right?
They filed it on the third business day, and they also filed it on the same day that the last case was closed. The previous case was closed on August 4th.
Your Honor, that's not relevant.
It's very relevant, and it was relevant to the last judge in the last case.
Why
it's
is
an abusive process? Because it's abusive process. I'm being bombarded on purpose, intentionally. If at any point over the past few months, Mr. Farmer had decided to not harass me, I would have been able to not spend so much time calling off for court and call off and move. I still have to maintain my job and
Just a
childcare.
second. Let me read over this, please. Miss James, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around here. I'm just trying to get this done in 8 minutes. I'm having a hard time finding in the statute because I'm putting too much time pressure on myself. Where is the cure time period?
See, that is 44-7-50.
Which I'm staring at right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find something concrete, but to my knowledge, it's just 3 days.
Ms. Collins, you don't have to raise your hand. Just give me a moment, please.
Oh, okay. My apologies.
All right, it does say 3 business days, subsection C. I think I have the old,
Okay.
I have the printed out version. All right, so it's 3 business days.
So it was delivered on the 30th. The end of the 3rd business day would be August 1st, and it was filed on the 4th.
She was served on the 30th.
Right. So 3 business days would be the 31st, the 1st, okay, and then the 4th. But it was filed at 10. It was 10 p.m. So it was the end of a business day. It was the business day had already closed, and she hadn't made payment.
I think we're splitting hairs there. I do think it was prematurely filed by a day. I understand it may have been mere hours. But yeah, the statute says three business days. It doesn't say at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or whatever that means. I mean, I've done, how many consent orders did we do where it's due by 11:59 p.m.? All right. I mean, I am inclined to dismiss this on that, Miss James. It sounds like we'll have an attorney from the jump now, and hopefully it can go according to plan, or according to the law and the statutes, and whether that's under a holdover claim or a failure to pay rent. But based on that, all right, anything else?
No, I don't have anything further, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you all, and I'll get my dismissal in. Well, I have a hearing in 4 minutes, so it may be this evening, okay? And the clerk will send it out to you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all. You're all excused.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. We need an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Joke. Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed? We're going to start bringing people in person. People are going to learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.